Greetings! This is episode 3 of Firmament Academy, a Girl by Moonlight actual play show by Streaming Rainbow. We're glad you're here, and we hope you'll check the description for content warnings so that your experience can be as good as possible. I am Serafina Smith, and these 4 excellent people are my players for this exciting story we're weaving. Blackwell playing Harken, Danny playing Dmitrii, Natasha playing Lobi, and Rand playing Perdita. Before we get to the present, let's start once again in the past. We're not going as far back this time, though, just a few years. A circus, set up in an abandoned lot in the city. A display of human oddities. A set of singing conjoined twins, one sharp and severe, the other gentle and soft of nature, sitting on display for onlookers to gawk at and listen to. A man arrives, out of place in finery. He introduces himself as Professor Leontes of Firmament Academy. He tells the sisters that he sees potential in them, and that with their help, he can make their long-held dream of separation, a dream doctors said was impossible, become a reality. He is charming. He seems kind, and what do they have to lose after all? Of course they agree. We see them follow him to a lab where he performs many strange tests. Finally, he faces them holding some sort of glowing device. Do you truly want to be separated more than anything? He asks. No one has ever asked them this before, not like that. It just wasn't something people talked about. The twins are shocked, but finally, Perdita speaks up. Yes, she says, and there's something in her voice, some strange underlying note that excites the professor. The device in his hand glows brighter. Yes, I want it more than anything in the world, please. The professor's device becomes too bright to look at, and the twins avert their eyes. Then there's a loud noise, and a pain. Not a lot of pain, more like an ache, and things get fuzzy in Perdita's memory after that. Her next clear memory is arriving at Firmament Academy, her sister gone as though she had never been there at all, like she is now. And though she is on the student roster, the administration has never heard of a Professor Leontes. We fast forward to this morning and see that very Leontes making his way through campus as though he belongs there, his presence unremarked upon by students and faculty alike. The academy is abuzz with the news that the student council went down into the groundscaper beneath the campus, cleaned it out, and emerged alive, having prevented a deadly incursion from below. We see Leontes expertly listening in on student conversations, gathering information. What are his intentions, and what will his presence mean for our student council? We'll see soon enough. We find you all together in the familiar luxury of the large main room of the student council headquarters. As well as being the school's magical defenders, you do function as an actual student council. And so you have mundane duties here as well, managing student organizations and clubs, petitioning the academy on behalf of the student body, vacuuming up absolutely massive amounts of cat hair, that sort of thing. And of course, it is a quiet place to study when not attending to those duties. So in this moment, you're all here, the cat bed empty, surrounded by marble walls and shining gilt furnishings, vases of vibrant flowers from Time's garden. The atmosphere of the room is one of untroubled opulence, but of course, you've all brought your own stressors. Everybody can roll their obligation roll for me. That's normally your lowest attribute, sun, moon, or stars. If there's a tie for lowest, you can choose. After you make the roll, subtract your result from 6, mark that many stress, and then you can each tell me about your obligations for this episode.
And just to clarify, being in eclipse, I'm counting down my stress from full. I rolled, I'm not transcended, obviously, being in eclipse. I roll stars. I rolled 1, and I got a 3. So I'm assuming I take 3 stress down from there, counting
Correct.
down toward 0, in which case 0 would be catastrophic.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So entry is locked away in their library in the headquarters of the student council, working diligently on and tirelessly without sleeping. Not that they typically really sleep, but without any break, without any rest, without any other action. Since they disappeared, they have been looking into the cryptography that they have not been able to analyze properly, that they have not been able to understand. They are positive that it must have to do with Harken. They are positive that it must have to do with the multiple timelines. They are ignoring the rest of what the group has been investigating, thinking that it is a distraction. And they are fully working on that. So, from a mechanical perspective, both downtime actions will be dedicated to that project. And having taken from last episode the the new ability No Sleep, which says during each downtime phase you get 2 ticks to distribute among any long-term project clocks. Whenever you complete a project, mark XP. They will put those 2 ticks toward this long-term project as well. It is notable to sort of the third party, third person omniscient camera that could be watching what they're doing and will be notable to anyone who walks in on them if they can get into the room. That entry does not have a face. It's blank,
Oh,
but is humanoid. Otherwise, is not transcended. Is in just a humanoid form.
Mhm.
all right.
And as excited as Lobi was to get back to school and be away from the social pressures of her family, she gets launched right back into social pressures of friendships, wherein several of her friends went in and out or had to deal with eclipses. So when I rolled my stars, I rolled a 5 and a 1. So since I have 0 dots, and so we take the 1 and we are at 5. So very much stressed right at the top of the episode.
Mm,
And
fun.
I think that's truly where it comes from. It's having seen her friends a few days ago go through all these things and trying to do her best to think of ways to help Entry at the moment. But I think to start, she actually would very much be interested in trying to research as well. And I think she would help out Entry to a certain extent with some of this research because she also is trying to figure out what happened, just a few days ago. That what what's under this school?
And I think to tag along with that, because I only took 1 point of stress. The only thing that's driving Harken a little crazy, he transcended. Why can't I do this again? And everyone knows something's different about Harken because when you get magical abilities, you don't look the same. Like clear cut. You're never going to look the same. His eye color is different. It goes from like a brown, like from his usual dark brown to now these bright, sparkly, opalite color eyes. As everyone sees this and they're like, "Oh my god, when did this happen? How did this happen? Can you do it now?" And he tries, and it's just like, "Oh, okay, cool." I failing to perform under pressure. He goes off to assist Lobi. He's unsure if he could approach Entry at the moment, but they go help Lobi find books for research. They go help them find any kind of like thesauruses, encyclopedias, any mythology kind of books, anything and everything, loads them up with it and just tells them, just make sure they don't get too far deep into their head. I'm going to go train because I don't know how any of this works.
I can't really explain it either. It's really strange. But congratulations again. It was really
Yeah,
cool.
I feel kind of cool. I look kind of cool. And he does a little twirl.
She does like a little applause in the corner. You look great.
You too.
Okay, I'm gonna go see. It's been a while, since we've seen entry like this.
Just do your best. If you need me, you know, I'm just a phone call away.
Hey, take advantage of the new training room. You built it.
And I think you would notice that some of the information that you got amongst a pile of things, these aren't books that you usually would have. Where did these books come
Mm,
from? You don't have the same extensive knowledge as Entry does with his family, but you got a sense that there's something going on. And it's not hard for someone to put two to two together. Dad runs the school. Dad probably has some information. Okay. All right.
fun, fun, fun. Okay.
All right. Ram, what was your
Yeah.
obligation roll?
So I rolled a 6. That is not to say I'm not stressed out. I am supremely stressed out. In fact, but I wrote star because my other 2 track actually I have more dots now. So this is falling under social pressure. I think she is actually like a little bit less friendly, and maybe friendly is the wrong word to describe how she usually is. She usually is this facade of competence and reliability and always calm. Like she is the member of the student council that people like complain to, and she will never raise her voice against them, right? And I think she is not like snapping back at anybody necessarily, but she has been a little distracted. And it is because there is a quietness that she has never experienced before. She does not hear her other voice. And it's almost like um, you know how when you have spicy brain, you work better when there's some background TV playing in the background just to kind of focus you a little bit? That has been her experience, and now it is gone. So she actually goes back, and we're not in downtime just yet. But Perdita, well, we're not, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We're about to be.
So I would say when Harken and Lobi, if they go and look for entry, Perdita is already there. She is heading over there. The hum and the working sound of entry doing their thing is the most like grounding sound that she can find right now. So she's there, and she's gonna like she doesn't care what entry thinks of like all of that, and she's going to help in whatever way she can. So she doesn't actually take more stress from people whispering about her, and that's how I'm explaining my 6.
All right. Thank you all. All right. It has been days since you sealed the incursion point beneath the academy. The atmosphere around campus has become hopeful as no further dangers sprung up. It might be a guarded hope, of course, but it is hope nonetheless. At this time, a message is delivered to the Student Council inbox addressed to all of you. In perfect calligraphy, it reads, "To the Student Council of Firmament Academy, greetings. I have information you will find of great value. There is great danger which can be averted if we act soon. Yours, Professor Leontes." Now that came through campus mail, so it had to have come from on campus somewhere. This Leontes must be here. So that's something you can follow in your downtime phase if you wish. As a reminder, your downtime actions include make a connection with another character, which will give them links with you, help a friend recover to help someone recover from harm, work on a long-term project, which will start or continue a clock towards a goal that you choose. Current clocks include Kella's rehabilitation, Fuguea's emergence, which is blocked for now. Other possibilities for projects include, but are not limited to, building a library or a healing space in your headquarters. Then there's investigation, which will help you learn about your antagonists and what's going on. You can also relax in the lounge to gain 2 experience points in your moon stat, or train in the practice room for 2 experience to sun. So many possibilities, everyone. Who would like to begin?
I think I will just kick it off chronologically wise, since the other seems to be heading that way as well, with how she's going to help him with the
Yeah.
cryptology thing, because that seems like a distraction from everything else. So I guess I'll do that first.
I'm sorry. So does that work on a long-term project, working with entry?
I don't know if I could lead a group action to help entry on this long-term project, but that seems like something that she will organize other people to join as well.
Okay.
I don't think Harken would be
Right.
joining in with that activity once you like clear the level, like the harm that he has. I
Okay.
have something else in mind.
You know what?
It's
I'm going to say then before I go to help entry, Perdita will first find Harken and Lobi to preposition that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start my downtime by helping Harken recover.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make that roll, and we'll see how many sections we can take off of that harm clock.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Well, that is up to you. Which skill do you want to use?
So Traveler's Despair. I think she is doing empathize, or
Okay.
either empathize or forgive, or empathize or conceal, actually.
Okay.
And I think in this moment it would be empathize. They've both experienced loss, so she would look at him and say, "You look lost, and you don't have to ask me how I know. But I feel like I am still hopeful when I see the rest of you here. And I hope I can be that for you as well."
I think Harken would extend his hand towards out Perdita to see if they'll take it.
It's very tentative, and the touch you feel is not the same as before. It's less like determined, but she's trying. But there is a fear when she holds her hand.
And usually Harken would do the whole thing of like putting her hand on top of theirs, but they're not going to do that as they feel that trepidation. They just let them put their hand on top of his, and they just simply say, "We start slow. We'll figure this out together."
And Lobi, you're one of the brightest lights, and even when I feel myself dimming. Whenever I see you there, I feel as though it's all right. So together, right?
Hmm.
And take care of yourself. I'm trying to go and make sure if Andrea is all right. Finish up some of the tasks that they're buried themselves in. So
I was going to see Harken help find a couple books that look like they could be really promising. I was going to take a look at some of those, but I also found at the earlier student council meeting yesterday. Oh my gosh, what's that silly club called? Oh, right. There's one that's all based on like board games that they're really bad at. The treasure is not that great, and it's a very illogical, very weird budget they have going on. I thought that just might distract entry. That, sometimes when people do weird human errors, that tends to entertain them.
you can find something that could maybe draw their attention to something different. That could be a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look for. Yeah, in all the clubs
Yeah.
stuff we got.
Well, I will try to help them finish whatever they're up to now, and if I can't, then you can try. Then, well, you can dangle some new toy in front of them.
Hmm.
Uh,
How are you two feeling, by the way? Are you guys still hurt?
I'm all right.
Can always help.
I rolled a 5 for the help a friend recover for Harken.
All right, that is 3 segments on the recovery track.
Okay.
Can I just burn another one to do that?
Just burn another.
Recover, like try to help him recover twice.
Yeah.
Okay. That is another 5.
All right. That's a
That-
recovery.
And I lose time traveler's despair. That works for me because we're going to do something funky. Don't worry about it.
Never. Would never work.
And then I'm just
And
gonna like before Harken can hug Perdita again, or before Lobi can say something heartwarming again, or just like almost like a deer in a headlight, which is also not normal for her. Run towards wherever entry is, and is gonna like spend my last downtime action help him on the project.
All right.
Whatever that
Okay.
role should be.
Yeah.
Also, use my first downtime action helping on the project
Okay. So that's 2
using
people
the
helping
books
on
that
the
I got
project.
from Harken.
Okay. All right. What do you think the you know what? It can all be different. Roll what you think is appropriate for helping this project.
Um, I guess analyze, even though I don't have any dots in it, would be the most likely one as I'm going through
Mm-hmm.
these here. And that's the same one where I roll the 2 and take the lower if I don't have the dot
Yes.
in it. Yeah. Roll another one. Okay. That would be 3 on the die, but I do get a +1 to effect whenever I am doing research and anticipating possible threats, which is her ultimate goal with trying to figure out what's going on with the basement situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's applicable in this situation as per
It's
our
also
director.
it's also worth noting you could pick up context clues. You all would know that Entry has been working on something, right? That you can identify as being the thing that's happening. I don't know how much any of the characters might have discussed what they were looking at in your particular case, Lobi, since Lobi arrived a little bit later, might be less likely to know. Entry's not talking to any of you, so not giving you any information on what they're looking for. It's reasonable to assume that it's reasonable for Lobi to think that it has to do with the main thing, even if it doesn't actually have to do with the main
Yeah.
thing.
I think for me, I'm going to roll conceal and I'm going to push myself. I'm going to take 2 stress to push myself. And I was rolling earlier and I'm glad I pushed myself because I rolled a 1 and a 6. So, yeah. So she is concealing her own emotion, her own like other like internal turmoil to make her seem like she knows exactly what she's doing. So she is paying attention. She knows Entry is not going to talk to her. But personally, cryptology is my Ran, the player's personal interest. So I think, I don't know what particular kind you're doing, but I think as an example, the grid code is something that she maybe can pick up and is just going to like I imagine if there are like 5 a stack of 5 different sheets, like worksheets that Entry is working on, she is just going to come in not asking for permission and just gonna finish one for you.
Perfect. Thank you. Love that.
I think as just like a little, not distraction, but it's probably a game Lobi has played before. But it's whenever Entry is very focused on a task as they're going through their own research or whatever, if they're working side by side, Lobi has like stickers that she uses to mark different important notes and things like that. And every once in a while, it's just like a little trying to see how many she can get on to Entry before they notice.
Entry doesn't notice at all, or if they do, they don't let it on. Like they don't.
Mhm.
There's no response to putting it on. You could paper them with it. Just,
But she knows this is like the only time that he's never as aware of his surroundings as usual. And it's just like, I bet I can get my high record today. I can break it.
That's good. Yeah, if that transitions into the downtime actions that Entry's doing, Entry has those immediate to no sleep ticks that I think probably just reflect the work that they've already done going into this.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to spend both of their downtime actions on this effort, and they're going to push themselves on both. Danny knows that's a terrible idea. I want everybody to know that above table. Entry though is going to do that. So that's me after having taken 3 stress on the way into this episode, taking 4 more.
Oh boy.
I'm 2 stress away on Eclipse. Like I'm in Eclipse already. I'm 2 stress away from whatever happens when you run out of stress on Eclipse. And I'm going to be doing this in flow. Their consciousness, it has transcended this timeline. When the timelines shifted, there's an overlay for them. They understand what has happened and perhaps continues to happen in the other timeline that we all left, and now in this timeline as well. The way that they experience it is as though they are a single consciousness across both. And that's part of why they're not paying attention to anything around them right now, because it doesn't really matter. It's like a 2D surface, and they're in a 3D space.
Mm-hmm.
Reality being the 2D surface, and the 3D space being what's in their head. All right. So that first one was garbage. It was a 1 and a 2. So got a 2 on the first of those. And I swear to you, I cannot make this up. It's another 1 and a 2. So it's a 2. Yeah. So that's the day that Entry is having. Because Entry doesn't have a face, you all can't really experience what Entry is doing. Entry is just floating along the space, engaging with the paperwork on the table, engaging with stuff on a board. dealing with things that seem to be floating out in front of entry that are not visible to you, occasionally making some of those things visible for reasons that are not entirely clear to you, dealing with a form of cryptography that came in from an undisclosed, undefined, allegedly unknown, although they suspect that is a lie, location that they're trying to decipher. And they believe that there is some overlap with knowledge that they can be gleaned by studying ancient lore, which is why it was brought to them. And they're just trying to overlay that information and find patterns and decrypt things. And it is not going really well for them.
So
In fact, the stuff that you all pointed out was more helpful than what they've been able to achieve. If I'm doing my math right, I think than what they've been able to achieve. Like one of you gave them more than they were able to achieve on their own in its entirety. Certainly, the two of you have given about as much.
yeah. So
Quick question.
sorry. Go. I was
I
gonna
was just going to
ask.
ask a question about resolving the eclipse.
Mhm.
Does it say we have to convince you to stop, or just
I get
have you-
tuckered out. I get so my read on it. Tell me if this is yours as well, Sarah. When someone works alongside you on your task without judgment,
Mhm.
and you let the task go incomplete and unresolved, so I just have to choose to not to like stop
Mhm.
doing it. Your part, I think, I don't know if you agree, Sarah. I feel like your part y'all have done, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't judge
So
anything.
I was gonna ask because I rolled a 6 and that counts as the long-term project, right? And ostensibly both Lobi and me are doing the same thing. With my 6, how many segment does that fill?
A 6 fills 4 segments.
Okay.
My rolls were terrible though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your rolls filled 1 segment each.
So I
Real
think
bad.
in a way, like Perdita is actually working faster than you with the worksheet. So she just like takes it away from you to just finish it. She's not judging. She knows this is something you need to finish. And you're somehow like, I don't know, glitching a little bit. So she's just gonna keep working on it.
Yeah, they wouldn't be bothered by that. I think Perdita would know they wouldn't be bothered by that under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
Under these circumstances, there's no reason for Perdita to think that that would be an issue for them. They wouldn't take it as judgment, even if it were intended as judgment under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and mechanically it's true. So with the 2 that came from them doing their no sleep thing on the way in, and then the 2 that they got from this, that's literally equal to what you were able to do in just the one action. So you're definitely much faster than they are on it right now.
could then Lobi slip in while they're working the crazy paperwork that the board game club tried to submit just to try and distract entry a little bit?
Entry takes a look at it, thinking that it might be related, as the 2 of you have been collaborating.
She pretends like it's something important, and then
and you just see Entry stuck there looking at it for a while.
can
And
you believe
actually,
it?
I think
Who needs that many dice, entry? Who needs that many dice?
I think Entry is looking at the polyhedral shapes, looking at the count of dice, is considering everything that they know about the history of dice, the history of board games, the history of gaming in this timeline and the other timeline, and just sticks with that through the end of downtime. They're frozen. Actually, when you hand them the paper, they freeze looking at the paper, and they stop doing anything else until downtime is completed.
This person wants a gem-shaped dice. It's crazy. I don't think we have the budget for gem dice.
Yeah, you can. You girl math it.
All right. Harken, what about you?
I got a weird question, GM. Can we transcend in downtime?
Yes, there's nothing against that.
Cool. So Hero's Destiny is very funkily worded. What do I mean by that? It specifically says you may only transcend when an ally suffers consequences from an action. Last episode, one of my allies suffered consequences from an action. My downtime, I'm going to just, because I don't have 3 of them anymore, I only got 2. I'm going to burn Lost Cause again. I'm altering the timeline. I'm trying to pull Fuguea back into this world.
Oh.
And however much stress I gotta burn to do this, because he's
Well,
literally doing whatever he can, pulling from time, space, and reality, yanking them back. If he can somehow get down to that underground part again, because he's like, this is going to be, he doesn't want anyone else to see what he's doing. Because he's got that strong feeling that either A, someone's going to stop him, or B, someone's going to be like get caught in whatever is going on. He doesn't know his own abilities. He's still trying to figure them out. Go big, go home.
I see.
So would this be helping a friend?
I suppose.
I will argue against it. You can do whatever you want, but I feel like Harken, as someone who is so in touch with emotions and things, he would know to truly like help Perdita. It doesn't like changing, like waving a magic wand to change the timeline would not help. They need to work. That's a relationship. They need to work on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, he knows that. It's a matter of getting them back. He's not going to try to change like their feelings, whatever. Like how you two talk is how you two talk. The main thing is they ain't here. And Harken knows that feeling of someone that you have known your entire life isn't here anymore. Can he change that though? Otherwise, my other options was he's going to be training.
Yeah, that's a big ask, and you're sort of messing with someone else's character, so choices. So I want to ask the character in question. I want to ask the player in question rather. Ran, what is your thought on this? Bringing Fuguea back from the abyss.
I'm not sure. I feel like there's a one too many twists and turns in my head for that to make it work organically, because like we've already shifted once, right? And which is good, great. It was beautiful, but like I don't know. I'm gonna have a hard time, especially since we're getting into that. I'm having a hard time navigating how to interact with that, if that makes sense.
I think it does.
Okay. If you ever in that not to happen, I could just have him train, because it's like, again, that feeling of I don't know what I'm doing with my stuff. Plus, we had the whole training room that we made. We might as well use it.
All right. You can use that time to gain XP in your sun. 2 experience for each time you train.
And since I'm using both, that would be 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. Does anyone have any further downtime action?
I have one more.
All right.
Is Perdita, do you still have harm on your track?
I have 2.
Then I'd help Perdita recover. And I think if it seems like Entry's distracted enough at the moment, she'd go over to Perdita and say, "Hey, you still need some help, I see."
Oh, Thank you.
And immediately gets to work once it seems she has Perdita's consent to start making sure that she's okay. How are you feeling? I know you're. It was really tough at first. I don't know how it is now after a few days.
I feel like I'm not wearing my socks in my shoes, but then expand that into 10,000 fold. And it's just, do you ever walk up the stairs? No, do you ever walk down the stairs and you miscalculate how many steps you're supposed to take? And on the bottom, you feel like you're going to fall? I
Absolutely.
feel like that all the time. And I feel like there's an emptiness following me, and that doesn't even make sense, but it's how.
I mean, you're used to something following you, so it makes sense.
And I hated that so much. And when it's gone, I hate it even more.
We know that whatever that incursion led to, she's on the other side.
She's the better
Not
one.
far. Don't say that.
She is, because that's what I heard
When? By who?
in the dark room.
Oh. Yeah, it was saying all sorts of weird things down there.
I think,
Um,
I have a feeling, I think, because I now, some part of me has always looked up to her. Maybe that's why I hated her so much. And some part of me thinks she can accomplish so much more without me on the other side of whatever this is. And I think some part of me thinks that she can find Harken's brother on the other side.
we don't know if that's where he is,
And maybe
but
she's the one who can get him back. I hope.
I met you. I learned about her through you, so I don't know everything about her per se. I don't know what she's like to the same extent that you do, but I know you're so strong and you're incredibly capable. And I know that you help so many people at the school. If you have the strength to help anyone, it's Fuguea.
I
You have
try.
the strength to pull her back from the abyss.
I try to be strong. She is.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have to be strong by yourself. Yeah, I think you just had a few more scars that needed to make sure that they were properly healed.
Thank you.
And I will roll my roll. I think maybe an express after that conversation for
Mhm.
the, and that is a 5 on the dice, and I have a dot in that. So
All right. That is 3 segments on a clock.
Okay. So I heal one, and then I have 2 segments filled for the other one.
Yes. And there we end our downtime phase and we move quickly to this episode's mission. The astute among you will have noticed that one of us has gone missing. Blackwell could not be with us for this phase. We will see him soon. Uh, anyway, moving on. Since we didn't do any investigating during that last phase, here's a summary of how it all happens. The student council goes to meet with the mysterious Professor Leontes. He offers to guide you to the location of the scabbard, an artifact that could contain the power of the Sword of Truth. In the end, that is judged too valuable not to take a risk on, and you prepare yourselves for a journey outside of the school. We start, as always, with the engagement roll, which determines how the situation will be when we jump into the action. You have one die as the base of the roll. This seems like a noble enough pursuit to give you another die. You've done no investigation, so we subtract a die for that. So that gives you one die to roll for engagement. Who would like to do that?
I don't have anything with more than one dot, so if anyone else would like to lead.
Oh, it's nothing to do with what you got. It's just one die.
Yeah.
Period.
I actually kind of vote for you, Tasha, if you're comfortable.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, you're the only not eclipsed person right now.
6.
Oh my
6.
god, that's great.
All right.
Heart and soul. Yeah.
Nice. All right, then. With a 6, we cut to the action, and things are going well. Well, as well as they could. Leontes has led you to the edge of Great City, past the farmland at its border. You narrowly avoided a troop of city guards who seemed aggressive. Now, you've reached something that you didn't expect, that you've never heard of. A 20-foot high energy barrier, humming and crackling with power, radiating warmth and smelling of ozone. No one ever told you, any of you, about a wall like this out here at the edge of the city, as though to keep something in or something out. You look to the left, look to the right, and there are no breaks in this wall that you can see. It seems as though it just covers the circumference of the city. "20 feet high, and no one has ever said anything about this." What do you do?
Entry just hovers up to see if there's anything that they can see over the edge of the wall.
Entry floats up, looks beyond, and it's actually warping your vision. When you look, it's like a fisheye lens.
Entry.
Can you see anything through the wall?
It's completely opaque.
I think I like as Danny. I think I know what the answer is going to be for this, but Entry is going to hover back, float back down, move up to the wall, and attempt to phase through it.
All right. When you attempt to phase through, this is going to cause you harm, unless you
Sure.
wish to resist that harm.
Is
How
there
may I
any?
resist?
Do you have special armor that I think if you use your armor, you can also resist?
That is a good question.
Yeah, you only have the armor in
Transcended form,
Transcendence.
which I'm not.
Mm.
So no, I do not have special armor.
Is it possible for me to kind of see this about to happen, realize touching the wall probably not great, and transcend to try?
That does not sound out of character or out of the fiction. So yeah.
Okay.
What is it like when you transcend?
I think she glows that bright white light again, except instead of it coming from a place of comfort where you feel just like a warm blanket covering you, it's more like feeling just this sturdy wall get placed between you and anything that could come to harm you. It's the comfort of knowing you're in your room, in your home, in a place where you feel safe. As she comes out of the bright glowing light with the white hair, white outfit, the lapel and skirt that she embroiders with stars and a moon slightly glow. And I think she rushes forward to try and just tear him away and cover whatever is coming at him or whatever is going to reflect back at them.
Okay.
What I'm built to do.
All right. So you can then resist the consequence on Entry's behalf. You make the roll using the. Let's see. What is the best? I think Sun would be best to resist this roll with.
Yep.
Because of
Which
the
I have
physical
2
nature of
dots
harm.
in Sun.
Nice.
All right.
And then I get an extra d6. Would this be for, yes, the resist roll? So I get an extra d6 for protecting an ally.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do the extra 2 dots mean again for this? I don't get more dice. It's just an extra.
2 dots are.
I have in Sun.
That's the base of your roll. That's 2 dots. 2 dice for the base of your roll.
Oh, perfect. What was the highest one there? Do I get anything else? No, I did not roll very high either of the times. I got a 3 was the highest.
3. All right. Subtract 3 from 6, and you get 3 stress.
I suffer at most 2 stress when resisting consequences.
Well, aren't you? All right.
When I'm indomitable in my transcendent form.
All right. Wonderful. Okay, then you take 2 stress as you jump in the way and interpose yourself. Tell us how that goes as you barely take stress from this.
I think no matter how hurt she gets in a fight or whenever they enter any of these dangerous locations, if it's ever in service of protecting her friends, it always comforts her a little bit. And she knows that if she can just protect one of them, that they can be fine. They'll be fine.
So Entry, Lobi gets between you and the wall, and you get close enough to feel that it was harmful, that you were not going to escape unscathed.
Are you okay?
So, although Entry came with all of you to this, having reacted favorably to the intervention that the two of you did with them, having the unexpected nature, Lobi, of what you did in particular, breaking them out of their perseverating focus on their task at hand, they hadn't put a face back on the whole time. They moved in silence with all of you. In this moment, what would Entry understand from you physically? Like, are you grabbing them? Are you interposed in front of them? What does it look like?
I've interposed, kind of moved you around so that I'm between the wall and you, and it's just a full face of concern. She's just checking you, making sure none of it, whatever the energy surge was, got to you as well.
When you were hit with the energy surge, what did that look like to Entry?
Pain. A lot of pain. Just kind of like a electricity running up the spine.
Entry rematerializes the face that you typically see them have and asks, "Why did you do that?"
Because you're going to get hurt.
And you got hurt.
Yes.
Why is it
Rather
better for
me
you
than
to
you.
get hurt than that doesn't make sense. Why better you than me?
You were going to go in unprotected. You weren't in your form. You were going to get hurt more. I knew that it would probably be a bad idea to touch it. It was.
Understood. I apologize. I should have been better prepared. And with that, I think having come out of Eclipse fully, right? Face back on. Um, going to immediately react to that by transcending. And what you are holding in front of you in this moment bursts forth incomprehensibly. It's very difficult for your brain to contextualize all of the information that's suddenly flooding it. Uh, it coalesces into your heart's greatest desire, whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
however you experience that. And you feel in your hands nothing in a moment as entry floats back to give you a bit of space. And entry says, "Thank you for reminding me of what I should do."
You know I was going to protect you either way. I always put myself in between you guys and danger.
Do you think that you do that because you want to protect us or because you feel that you deserve to be hurt?
I mean, I always want to protect you guys. I need to make sure that you all are safe no matter what. I
Are we
have to
able
make
to
sure
protect
everyone.
you?
I mean, it's not like it's ever been needed. I can usually take it.
Should you have to?
Why are you asking this?
I don't know. It seems logical, but if I'm being honest, I don't completely understand in this moment why it seems logical. Perhaps there is something malfunctioning in my approach to logic in this moment. I feel strange.
Strange
It's
is good.
difficult to. I suppose it can be. And I think look over at this point at our third companion here, realizing it isn't uh, something that Entry knows what they're doing.
I think when Entry looks at Dita, like she looks a little distracted, which is unusual. She's usually someone who looks like she is in control. She is paying attention to everyone around, making sure it's all like well orchestrated in a way. And she's a little not as balanced as before. And I think it will happen in the middle of your conversation, but she kind of shifts from kind of standing there a little stilted. You weren't even sure if she was listening or not, but then she kind of rushes towards the two of you and looks at Lobi, who just got like jolted by the energy surge, and without asking for consent or anything like, which she usually does when touching someone, she just pulls Lobi in for this really tight hug
Mm.
and just kind of whispers under her breath, I can't lose you as well.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
No, no, no. What's
As long
going to
as
happen?
what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I usually know what's going to happen, I think, but I don't know what's going to happen to me or what's going to happen to any of any of us.
We'll be fine. We always are. You kind of hug her back now after the initial shock.
Mm.
We'll find everyone. Everyone comes home, right?
It, it hurts.
I can't take that hurt away. I'm sorry.
You, it's
I wish I
not your
could.
job. It's not your job to take take it away. I just I don't want you to hurt as well, or you, Entry.
I do not understand why everyone is so concerned with my pain right now. Do I seem weaker to you?
No, no, it's not that we are concerned about you being weaker or you being in pain. It's just that logically, if I am in pain, I know how it feels, and I don't want anyone else to experience it as well.
What is causing your pain?
It's a invisible wound I didn't realize I had before. I could have before when she was taken away from this world.
Understood. And it cannot heal if she is not returned to this world?
I don't think so.
Well, then we need to work out how to bring her back to this world. It does us no good for you to be in pain and wounded. Doesn't it
Yeah,
put
yeah,
all at risk as well?
you're right. I'm sorry. What is at risk?
All of us, if you are in pain. If you cannot do all that you normally do, does that not weaken us all?
I suppose. Yes.
Well, then we should take care of that. Lobi, do you have any ideas?
I wish I took more on learning about interworld travel. Um, we don't know what's beyond this wall. We don't know where Fuguea is. We don't know where Harken's brother is. And if they're not anywhere here, I guess it stands to reason that they could be past this wall.
This wall is quite powerful. For me to not be able to see it when I attempted to see over it, and for both of us, you in your current form in particular, to not be able to even touch it, speaks to a power that is not something that I believe any of us have encountered in our time at Firmament. Is that accurate to say?
I agree.
Perhaps it would do us some good to investigate the wall further without doing further damage to any of ourselves, if possible, before we proceed. If we proceed without that information, we could easily find ourselves injured or worse without realizing it's going to happen until it has.
I agree. Perdita, can you transform? Can you transcend without Fuguea?
I I let her in moments of crisis, and now I have felt more in crisis than ever, and I try to let her in even more, but I can't feel her. I can't hear her at
Okay,
all.
that's fine. Just
I spent so much time sitting against the mirror because I didn't want to see her, and now I wish I could.
Lobi, I believe the most logical next step is for you to stay with Perdita and ensure that all of your interest in protection focuses on Perdita. I am fine.
I was about to say,
I will be fine. Perdita, however, could be lost to us.
I agree. I was going to say you should take extra care.
I will do my best. My logic seems confusing and flawed. I don't know why. It feels uncomfortable. I will do what I can. I ask that if it comes to protecting Perdita or protecting me, that you please choose to protect Perdita every time.
Could I
I,
offer some
as you
logic
stated,
in
yes,
return?
always.
Lobi, if there is a moment that appears that if you could only choose to protect one of all three of us, I think you should prioritize yourself. Because if you are lost, then there is no one to save us.
Not to take entries line, but that seems illogical.
Yeah, and if there is a moment when Entry and I are both the targets of your protection, and if saving Entry would provide more understanding of the situation, of the
I'm not
magic
even
that we
going
need
to
to access
entertain.
to.
I'm not even going to entertain that thought.
Perdita, you are the one who agreed to end me if I become a threat. We need you around because the day that I do become a threat, you are the one who is most likely to stop me. Lobi here is powerful, but Lobi, I say this not intending any kind of insult. I do not know that you have it in you to harm me because protecting is so important to you.
Fair.
Perdita, I do believe you have it in you to harm me when you think that it is necessary. And that is why I trust you to do what is needed. You cannot do what is needed if you are lost.
Entry, you understand? The longer you continue to live and help and grow, the more illogical the statement that you will one day destroy all of us becomes.
I think I follow why you think that, but when I touched the sword of truth and changed its truth to state that it could do no harm, it told me that I could not help but do harm. When I told it it is harmless, it told me I am one who harms. I know it to be true. It is like gravity. The only question is how that manifests and what we do about it.
At this point, Professor Leontes, who led you here and has been off possibly giving you all time to yourselves or possibly just scouting it for his own purposes, wanders back, looks at each of you in turn. Well, are you ready to get through this?
Why us?
You think I could get through this myself?
Are we the only options?
Yeah, I think you are.
What do you need us to do?
Well, we need to get over or through, and I know a way of getting through, but I need your help.
What's the way?
I'm not so sure. I part of me doesn't want to do anything you ask me to do ever again because you're the reason I ended up here and like this. And part of me thinks that this being already the end of the world What could be worse? How do we get through the wall?
He reaches into a capacious pocket and pulls out a device made of metal and glass with some sort of shining energy through the glass. And he says, "This should do the trick, but it needs a bit of you know, push to get it through. A push that I can't provide, but you fine folks could. So let's go together to this wall, and then together we can open it up."
Okay.
Now, this man is dressed in high society clothing, but he is kind of a little bit of a Weasley little man. So whether to trust him or not is your choice.
Mhm.
But he walks to the wall, takes his device out, and says, "All right, y'all, how bad you want to get through here?"
What is the other side?
End of the world, like you said.
You've known him the longest, Perdita.
So do we just step through?
You gotta want it. You gotta. And here he smiles a little, just tiny little smile on the edge of his one side of his lip, and he says, "You gotta wish it."
Can I use things feel to empathize with the wall?
Mm-hmm.
So, things feel. You can empathize with non-human things as if they were people. If you use this to gather info, you may ask questions from any playbook currently in play. Um, it would be essentially a way of investigating the wall itself and better understanding what it is we're being asked to do here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think since it says the word empathize specifically, I would have to use empathize to do this. Am I correct in
Mm-hmm.
saying that? Okay.
I think so.
So luckily I'm transcended, so I do have a dot in empathize. If this does count as an investigation, I would get an extra d6 on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just 2d6, unless somebody wants to help me with something. But I don't know that we want to spare the stress, and I wouldn't recommend Perdita.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help you.
Um,
You know what? I think I'll flavor that afterwards, but I think she starts to sing. And I think the wish is formulating, percolating in her head as she put a palm against the wall, not touching it just yet, but just hovering above. And there is almost this magnetic push and pull that is kind of manifesting there, and you see there is a dark light, just this obsidian colored reflection around the shape of her palm, almost as though she is putting her palm against another's, but it's just hovering above the wall.
love that. Attempting to harmonize with the resonance of your song, not in a particularly artistic way, just scientifically, for lack of a better term. Entry uses that as a way of carrying their communication with the wall through, attempting to feel what it feels. This one's cocked. Okay. 5.
Right. 5 is a mixed success. That gives you 1 question and 1 follow up on your investigation roll for the wall.
Perfect. All right. So, and it's just gonna take a second because I do get to ask from any playbook, so I want to look and see, or well, any playbook in play, right? So your playbooks.
Right.
So let me see if I have any questions from your playbooks that might be useful. What is most dangerous here?
I was about to suggest that.
Yes. What is most dangerous here? You reach out to the wall and you empathize with it. And to this wall feels that it is doing the most important job that could ever be done. It feels that it is the protector here, that the dangers come from outside of it on both sides, that the danger is going through it. And it will do whatever it can to stop anyone from going through. So, as far as this wall is concerned, you're the danger here, all of you. There will be harm involved in getting through.
Okay. I think so. As Entry is analyzing this, and the help action being to seem to inspire, which kind of goes like, what would you do when she takes your throne? Beg for her power or throw her a bone? All that she has traded for love is yours. What will you do when she takes off her crown? Beg her body or touch her soul? When you are alone, dreaming of her, you sigh. The mother made us a savage daughter who never begs for forgiveness. I always wonder why they all came back for more. And she kind of just it resonates further and further until it's almost like her own voice is polyphonic. Like it sounds like two voices all at once. And the wish was not spoken. It's just percolating in her head and it's almost like forming a shape, further and further developed in front of her and around her. And I know she's not transcended, but just for flavor, the dark light is just emanating from her entire body. And I think in her head, without even being able to articulate what the wish is, she is imagining a world where she is whole, where she is together with herself. And for the first time, she is imagining Fuguea not as a separate entity from herself that she wants to cut away like a tumor, but rather an aspect of herself that she has rejected. And yeah, like just she has rejected not someone else but herself. So I think she closes the distance between her palm and the wall and is attempting to step through.
Before she makes it through, not
Mhm.
stopping her,
Mm-hmm.
but observing what is occurring, um, Entry asks the follow up question
Mhm.
silently to the wall. This conversation is just us. What might happen if I make you open? And for above table context, that Entry would be making clear mind to mind with this wall. Entry has Ex Machina, which includes compelling the environment to change itself to suit your needs. So Entry
Mhm.
is specifically letting the wall know I can open you whenever I want. What happens if I do that?
when you convey that, your mind is filled with images of fear and doom, the end of the world.
I put my hand, such that I let myself have a hand in this moment of transcendence, on your shoulder, Perdita, and you hear in your mind, this is how I do it. If we open this, we bring ruin to our world. You try to walk through and you might die. I could open it with a thought. And if I do, we are doomed.
We have to put in the effort sometimes, even if it's at risk. To use a logic back entry, I am in two different worlds. I have the best chance to be alive. I don't know what's on the other side, but a part of me is on the other side. Maybe not this one, but no, it is this one. I'm not getting through. I am completing myself.
I understand. And the logic seems sound to me, although perhaps I'm not the most effective arbiter of that in the moment. Lobi will try to stop you. I will try to distract Lobi. I will go for Leontes, do what you must, and let you go. And Entry moves over. We can resolve this after if you want, but Entry moves over toward Leontes and says out loud, I will not be letting you through. You will not be getting through. Tell me what you really want from us here, or I will end you this instant.
And I think, funny enough, while this was all happening, Lobi was actually arguing with Leontes,
Mm-hmm.
kind of quietly to not distract them, saying that they're trying to learn something about the wall. But what are you doing here? We can't go through the wall. We can't. A wish? Are you crazy?
It's okay. You don't have
No,
to worry.
it's not. We can't do that. That's not allowed. We're already way out. We should not have left campus. What do you want with this other world?
I want to show you what is there.
If this is the one thing protecting us from whatever happened all those years ago, we can't let it through. We can't do anything there. That is beyond any rule I can even think of at this moment.
You like rules?
They help keep us safe from that.
Sometimes the rules aren't to keep you safe. Sometimes they're to keep you scared. Sometimes they're to keep you ignorant.
Crazy things happen because of wishes. We can't just let them back in.
At this point, he turns to Entry as Entry speaks to him. You want to know what I want over there?
I do. And here, Entry makes themselves as large as any of you have ever seen them. Again, manifested in transcendence as a person's greatest wish, their deepest desire. The intent here on Entry's part is to force Leontes to confront whatever it is they want most as inescapably as possible.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a roll for that. What do you think's most appropriate there?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I tend to like to go with flow with entry because it feels like a lot of how entry approaches things has to do,
Mm-hmm.
even I'd say more than with analysis, with entering a flow state in connection with the to us fairly incomprehensible amount of information that they have and what they're attempting to do with the amount of power that they have. However, if not that, um, perhaps a weaponized version of empathize would be what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I can see that.
those would be my two thoughts. But obviously, anything that you think is reasonable sounds good to me.
No, I absolutely see empathize making sense there.
Okay. So that is just one dot because I'm transcended. Otherwise, it would be 0 dots.
Indeed.
So I'm just going to roll one of these bad boys unless Lobi wants to help out.
Sure, I'll help. I think in this moment she's equally angry with Leontes and wants some answers.
Hey, 6.
A
Hey.
6.
Nice.
The other one was cocked, but it doesn't matter because it was a 6. All right.
Yeah. All right. He is looking up at you as you have swelled to this massive size and are filling his gaze with his greatest desire. And he says, I'll tell you, we're living in a dream here. I want to get to the real world. As he says this, Perdita, you are stepping through and you are meeting
Yeah.
no resistance.
When that strikes, when that information hits entry, to whatever degree it would be possible to know this pre a roll, it seems honest.
It seems honest. It seems earnest, in fact.
I will say I did just roll for Eclipse, but I did get a 6 with my extra d6 that I get.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
that's
So I'm
exciting.
holding strong.
Barely, but that's great.
Mhm.
um, Entry had not considered prior to this moment that this reality might in some way be false. And given how Entry has felt strange since coming out of Eclipse, is it a bit of a loss? And looks over at you now, bringing themselves down to a more human-like size. Looks over at you, Lobi, to see what you make of it.
This isn't a dream. The real world, what is. That's crazy.
How
We've been living our entire lives here.
dreams allow for time dilation, sometimes can carry much detail, as I understand it. I don't sleep, I don't dream myself, but everything I've read, studies have shown, some people have reported even seeming to live years of a life. How does memory work for you? Do you remember every moment of your life?
No,
I remember every moment of mine, but I haven't been alive for very long.
it helps. We don't know what you'll remember in a few years' time.
If Leontes is correct, and this is a dream, and I am a wish, and we cross through, does it seem logical to you that I am a dream, that I would be lost, but you can go through and find your real self?
feel pretty real, but I don't know. If he's right, I don't know what to make of it, but if he's wrong, and she gestures to everything below, all those people can get hurt.
Do you think that you are the only one who can protect everyone?
No, we're all working together, which is why it's even more important. You guys are so good at helping, at doing all these things, at talking with people, that someone needs to be there to make sure that you all don't hurt yourselves in the process.
Has that always had to be you in your life?
It depends. At home, I never really got that chance. I was just kind of lost in the crowd.
It seems unlikely to me that you would be lost in a crowd. You are unusually exceptional.
Unfortunately, that is also what my parents said about me. Um, I didn't really work for what I have. I kind of got this little twirl, this. I didn't work for it. All my siblings did, though.
I did not work for what I have. I am simply this. I have greater power than possibly all of you combined, possibly all of them, pointing back at Firmament, combined with you. And I did not earn any of it. Does that cause you to think less of me?
No, but I don't know. I don't know. Entry, I grew up. I youngest of a bunch. There It's hard finding a way to feel special when you're surrounded by people who excel at everything. It's hard to find a place where you excel, where you can find value, where people find value in you. But I'm good at making sure you all stay safe. I've learned that. I'm good at it.
This is all very sweet, but your friend there is already passing through the wall, and I think we should follow.
What? I think I rush to Perdita.
I think, would it be possible um, for Perdita to like pull Lobi through, like just
Mhm.
with her own determination?
No.
Yes, that's absolutely possible. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what I need to roll for to do that, but because I'm still singing, I get an extra die, whatever it is.
Yeah. You can go ahead and roll. What would be good for that? For determination, sheer determination.
I think it would be defy
I love
because
it.
I'm defying myself. I think that's kind of what it is, and um, I have an extra die. I'm gonna push myself to have another extra die, and here we go. That first roll is a 6.
Nice. All right. That is a full success. You reach out to Lobi, who is rushing to you, grasp her arm, and pull her through with you. Entry, Leontes is looking at you and he says, "Shall we go?"
What do you hope to find, if this is a dream as you believe, on the other side of this?
I want. Oh, you always talking about feelings and goals and
I do not believe anyone has ever accused me of always talking about feelings before.
I was using the plural you. In any case, it doesn't really matter what I want. It matters what I can give you. I can give you the scabbard that will seal the power of the sword, and I can show you what lies at the end of the world. These are things you need. So,
Indeed, I'm not sure we need you for both. You can't get through this wall without us, but it seems clear we can get through without you. Why do I not just leave you here? Why do I not just kill you right now?
I'm the one who knows where the scabbard is.
I will promise you this. Do anything to my companions. Do anything to bring ruin to this world. You will be dead before you think another thought.
Well, I'll have to think about that. Thank you very much. Shall we go?
Entry lets Leontes go first.
All right. He holds up the device, which is now glowing so brightly, and steps through.
This can be more for story than for mechanics, if it seems all right.
Mm-hmm.
Entry reaches out to the wall, and in that same empathetic connection says, I am sorry. I will not let the ruin in. I will go to the other side to see what scares you there. If I can help you, let me know. And then steps through.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll to get through.
Yeah. I am going to use my transcendent ability, which does not require a roll. Ex Machina, just this.
Oh, even
You
better.
compel the environment to change itself to suit your needs. The difference here is that entry will change the environment simply to allow entry and entry alone to phase through the wall without
Mm-hmm.
opening it up in the way that they had shown the wall they could. The wall then
Mm-hmm.
communicated would have ruin flood into this world.
Mm-hmm.
So entry, when doing this, once again says to the wall, I am sorry, I know you don't want me to go, and then phases through.
You do get a moment of appreciation from that, of empathy back at you. And then you step through the wall, and now you're all on the other side. And that's led you here to the horizon, a horizon you've never seen before, a horizon that meets the dazzling lavender firmament. And when I say it meets, I mean the firmament meets the ground here. You are at the edge of the firmament. You've always been told it surrounds the earth, but it seems that was a lie. It's just a dome. a massive dome around Great City. Welcome to the end of the world. And looking through this dome, Perdita, you see a shape.
Mhm.
A dark humanoid shape. And you hear a voice. A voice that you haven't heard outside your head in a while. And it's not saying anything to you, but the voice of your sister is singing. I don't have the pipes to put this out, but it's singing the voice is singing a song of regret and loneliness.
I think I know which song she's singing. Um, uh, it's a little that goes like, I worry about you at night. 'Cause when the moon comes out, all your demons come to life. And you say you hate the way your mind makes you feel about it. And it continues into, don't cry, my one. We've only got so much. I've only got so much time under the sun. Don't cry, my dear. We've only got so much time here. And it is more minor key than what I just did because it's just a song I know. But she's singing alone, which I think, as Perdita sees her, I feel like she actually feels insecure. And she's never felt so strongly about becoming whole again, but at the same time, a creeping thought occurs. And it's like, because right now they're separate, she cannot hear Fuguea's thoughts. And she's just thinking, what if she doesn't want to be back anymore? What if she realized this is better? And what if she doesn't forgive me anymore? Because this is worse. This is more separate than we have ever been before.
And I think in that moment you feel, after you had pulled Lobi in, just a light squeeze on your hand, still holding on, as Lobi starts to walk towards Fuguea.
And then just watching at a distance.
Trust me, if there's one thing I know about is sisters. I have 9 of them. And if she lets me, I'll start to lead Perdita towards Fuguea's voice, where we see her.
She's sweating a little bit in her palm and just continue to shiver. But she will follow, stumbling a little bit, but definitely falteringly following.
The voice gets clearer as you get closer to the edge of the firmament. It's a thick barrier. It's impossible to see anything on the other side except for this shadow of your sister. It's as though she were close to the edge of it instead of on the other side, as though she were trapped within it. But the song gets clearer. And you see that she is waiting for you. She looks at you with an expression in her eyes it's hard to pin down. There's need there, there's anger, there's forgiveness. And it's hard to tell if that's real, but it's what you see.
And I don't I this is just an intrusive thought and an instinct, which often is the most in character thing that she would do, I suppose. But this used to be the kind of thing that Fuguea would do. But now I think in this moment Perdita is the one who does this. And she looks at her sister, she looks earnest, and somehow this makes her a bit angry. And anger is not an emotion that she readily has access to. She's usually calm. She has taught herself that rage is not ladylike. This is not something that you express to make people like you. But, and fear. She doesn't want to show that she is fear, or she doesn't know how to decide. And all of that things are written in Fuguea's face. And this is for the first time in a long time, she's able to see her sister's face, because usually they're facing away from each other, and that's overwhelming and scary. So I think the first instinct is she turns away and starts to run away.
And I think Lobi, knowing that entry is further back, so either way, Perdita would probably be running towards them, turns to Fuguea and says, "It's nice to finally meet you."
I've heard so much about you.
Oh, really? I hope all good things.
Well, I was able to hear everything she thinks.
That's good. I
She
mean,
thinks very highly of you, you know?
oh, not a lot of pressure, but uh, I mean, I've seen glimpses of you briefly whenever we go into fights or dangerous situations, but I know you've helped us a lot in the past, so thank you.
That's really the only thing I can offer her, I suppose. Other than that, I'm not really welcome.
I don't think so. She's missed you a lot. These past few days, she's been hurting.
I think she just thinks that.
Is there a big difference in the end?
Yeah, well, she doesn't want me. She's only really wanted me there when it suits her. She's a bit selfish, that one, and it doesn't matter. We love our sisters, right?
Yeah. But
I'm
maybe there's a better way?
I'm a little selfish too. I just want to be together, and I want to be able to laugh as loudly as I can and cry as ugly as I want, but that's not what she wants. Not the kind of life she wants. And I guess it's okay.
It's not.
I f-
But that's something we can help her with. Not just you, but now that I've met you, we can be a team. Try and help her feel more comfortable.
I felt lonelier when we were together than when we were apart these past few days.
How's it
And
been here?
I suppose I finally understand why she wanted to be alone. We're not meant to be alone, and I miss her, of course, and I miss who I am when we were together. But it's free. It's scary, but it's free when you have to only rely on yourself to make decisions and no one there to judge you.
That part can be a little fun, I guess, but it is a lot. It's nice to talk out your decisions and ideas with someone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe we can talk about how you two can move forward. I don't think what was happening before was good for either of you.
No. Well, I'm not the one who knows what's best for both of us. She's the one who knows what's best. I'm just.
People say they know what's best for them all the time, and most part true, but sometimes when making that decision from a place of hurt, they can misconstrue some things. But at the very
I
least,
think. And she darkens her face a bit. I think perhaps I, out here by myself, realized something that I didn't want to admit to myself either, which is I think she needed me more than I needed her.
I think so too. From what it seemed, from what I've talked to her about. Are you
I'm fine.
okay? But
I'm
are you
fine.
okay out here in this place? Wouldn't you rather be somewhere more comfortable?
It's a beautiful sunset. Upon the horizon, I can sing, and I was not told that my voice is too sharp or too out of tune or too experimental or trying to be someone that maybe wouldn't be considered popular.
Look, I don't know what it's like to have a twin, per se, but sisters are going to judge everything you do no matter what. They're going to be mean about everything, trust me. I once went through 10 different outfit changes before a simple dinner. Wasn't even a special event. We were going to barbecue. And I got told 10 times not to wear what I was wearing.
You didn't have to listen to them.
No, but you do because they're your sisters. And they're older than you, in my case. So you listen to them.
That's true. Well, suppose technically she's the older one, so I listen to her. And I'm just the shadow that follows her around and complain when she's trying to fit in more to the point of changing ourselves.
Change can be bad, change can be good. But maybe you two can change each other for the better. Maybe bite back every once in a while. Don't let her tell everything and critique everything about you. You seem lovely.
No one has told me that for a long time. Thank you.
I guess it's also been a long time since someone's given you a hug. And I'll just kneel down where she's kneeling and hug Fuguea.
I think she's still slightly intangible, but like she used to be almost shadowy, and I think now she's actually almost tangible, and there is like some warmth and some like solidity, like solidness to her,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not really sure if it's a good news or bad news.
Let's go out there. Perdita ran back to where Entry was.
Entry has been watching Perdita run toward them, and at the same time, or in the general direction of them, right? And at the same time, has been watching Leontes watching this, paying arguably more attention to Leontes than to Perdita. What does Entry see?
Leontes is very interested in what's going on with Perdita and Fuguea. He seems he's stopped everything to watch this, and he has seemed somewhat disinterested, possibly as an affectation, but definitely has seemed disinterested in the past. But this particular dynamic is definitely capturing his attention.
Entry is going to want to find out why. Like to make an argument. It's okay if it doesn't fly. For the use of flow to try to, as a living wish, tap into the desires of Leontes in this moment without having to ask Leontes and give Leontes the opportunity to lie. Try to understand what about this draws them. Entry knows, if I'm remembering correctly, like I don't think this is hidden information, that Leontes is responsible for Perdita and Fuguea being at Firmament Academy.
Mm-hmm.
In that context, Entry is quite certain that this is not in Perdita and Fuguea's best interest, whatever it is that Leontes wants. That there is a hidden agenda at play, and that it has to do with whatever Leontes may have seeded, potentially, in having specifically Perdita and Fuguea here. With that in mind, Entry is following up on that theory, trying to ascertain what information he can through this, I'd argue, investigation of Leontes' motives.
Yeah, I think a flow is appropriate for that. That would be just fine for me with an investigation roll.
Cool. So want to make sure I'm not messing this up mechanically. If I can, since I came out of Eclipse, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't have any stress now.
I believe that is true, yes.
So I would love to push myself. So I'm actually going to roll 4 on this. I'll take 2 stress for that because it's 2 for flow since I'm transcended, and then plus 1 since it's an investigation. That takes me to 3, and then pushing myself would take me to 4. Okay. All right, that's a 5. I rolled 2 1s and 2 5s, just in case.
All right. As before, that's 1 question and 1 follow-up.
All right. And I believe in this case, I just have to stick to my own book. So what is hidden here?
Okay. So as you weave yourself into the consciousness of Professor Leontes, in getting in the focus of what is his greatest desire here, you find that this is a man who craves knowledge as power, who sees information as a way of improving his own situation. And this is a fascination. This is sort of it's almost a scientific interest, right? But it's not scientific in motivation. It is selfish in motivation. This is a person who wants to know more so that he can be more powerful in the world. this is a person who has at the core of it just a terrible sense of self-esteem and a need to inflate himself through becoming more accomplished and powerful and knowledgeable, etc. But that is a large part of what is hidden. But more specifically, this is an experiment of his that has gone in unexpected ways that he did not see coming. And so he is wondering what it means for him.
The follow-up: what is the purpose of this specific experiment beyond generally providing more information that can be used for power, that can be used for leverage? Why Perdita and Fuguea? Why that specific experiment?
This man wanted to empower himself to do things. And in order to do that, he harnessed the magical potential of these twins. Just as he harnessed the magical potential of all of you to get through that wall, this is a man who does not have magical connection himself, but who has learned to cleverly use that of others. Perdita and Fuguea wanted that wish so badly that he could feel it. And that gave him the in to try to use that.
Out loud to Leontes before Perdita reaches us. You're empty.
What do you mean?
There's nothing inside of you. You have no magic. You are a hole. You are a hungry hole, seeking to fill yourself with the talent and abilities and magic and wonder and wishes, and that word echoes, of others. Do you seek to consume us?
Consume? No, of course not.
Why do you think you can play with forces far outside your control and survive?
Because I'm clever.
You are small. You are limited. You are dependent. You will die and be forgotten. Do you think any of this will change that?
Well, we'll see.
The part of entry that's been monitoring Perdita catches her if she is willing to be caught as she runs.
I don't think she knows exactly where she's running towards. So yeah, absolutely, you can catch her.
And the part that was speaking to Leontes just phases back into the part that catches Perdita. And when Entry catches Perdita, Entry says, Leontes is using you. I believe you know this already. It apparently is not about you and your sister specifically. Leontes uses everyone they can who has power that they do not. I believe that is likely good news, if I'm understanding it correctly. There is nothing specifically about you and your sister that puts you at greater danger. from Leontes, from what I am able to assess. Were you able to reconnect with your sister so that you may be safer?
So it's just like the same as before.
Your connection with your sister?
No. Being used, being taken advantage of.
I believe it is, if I am following you correctly.
Perdita would like to go over to where Leonte is and punch him in the face.
Excellent. You do not need to roll for that.
That's awesome.
I was willing to roll because she's.
I mean, you can.
I was ready.
If it's more
Yeah.
fun for you.
Yeah, I'll roll. She is
Okay.
stressed the heck out, and I'm gonna further push myself to punch him in the face.
All right.
I'm gonna still just roll defy because I think that's still defy.
Mhm.
Love that.
That's a 3.
Okay. All right. It's not your best punch ever.
Yeah, no.
It kind of hurts your hand a little
You
bit.
know?
It's an
She's not the
emotional
one
punch.
who punch. Yeah, no, she is not the one who punches people. Fuguea used to be the one who says, "Let's punch this person." She's
He does look offended, though.
I
Good.
think, that's what she would say. Seeing that she looks offended, she would just say, "Good. I hope it hurts." It doesn't hurt, but she says, I hope it hurts.
I hope it does. All right. He's rubbing his chin, looking pained. He says, "Well, I am going to get your scabbard. You can come with me if you want. Maybe you can talk to your sister if you want."
Yeah.
I think maybe around this time I'd exit the little area where Fuguea was with her, trying to lead her out. Not forcing her to like go towards Perdita or anything, but just indicating, hey, she's here.
Mm-hmm.
A part of entry stays near Leontes and Perdita in case something happens. But a second part appears next to Lobi and Fuguea. Addressing Fuguea, I don't believe we've been able to speak much before now, although we have technically met.
You're the one who asks us to commit murder, potentially.
I am the one who trusts you to have it in you to stop me from ending everything. Am I right?
I think she does.
You don't think you do?
I don't think it's right.
To save everyone.
I don't think you need to die to save everyone. There's always another option.
There are
I like her.
infinite options. It is possible that other things could happen. I don't know if
Have you seen every outcome?
I have seen. You see entry thing for a second. I don't know if it is possible to see every outcome. I have seen what most. I've seen what everyone around me would think is every outcome.
So you've seen all of the outcome you can see, and you know what is probable, but you don't know every option that is possible.
Recently, when you and your sister were severed, there was a change to the timeline that we inhabited. That changed how I perceive time. There are more options on top of the options that I saw before. There are more variables
Yeah,
playing across more variables. The intersectional nature of decision and change ripples in many more dimensions for me now than before. It is, even for me, what you might call a lot.
I didn't have a body before.
How does that feel, having one now?
It feels like a possibility that I didn't thought existed before.
Do you find it strange to have these new sensations that come with a body?
No, not really. I think I deserved the body. Maybe. I was told that I didn't. I thought what I believed was that if we were ever severed, it would be I would have simply become a wound that she cannot heal and both of us would die. But here we are, we're standing, both of us.
Hey, so this feels like a basic affirmation, but you deserve a body.
Thank you.
Did
I agree.
did Perdita tell you you did not deserve a body?
She didn't say it in so many words, but she was always the one facing forward. She's the one who walks the direction that we need to go to.
I believe she believes you are capable of killing me. Not due to a temperament, due to your power. I could be mistaken, although it would likely be the first time. I believe you may benefit from speaking with her. It is possible you are making assumptions about her outlook that are not grounded in actual reality.
I know she think of me as someone who embodies the darkness within herself, but it's not true. I am tears, I am laughter that she does not dare to show people. I have the power because that's where her power comes from, her emotions. That's why, yes, she believes I have the capability to end you. But at the same time, I would be the one who won't be willing to. Because I have the despair that she wants to cut away, but I also have the hope that she will no longer have.
Now that you are apart and I am speaking with you, you do not strike me as being solely made of emotion. You are constructing logical arguments as well as your sister. Is it possible that she is also capable of the emotion she does not wish to hold or believe herself to have, just as you are capable of the thought that you seem to have not credited yourself with being able to do?
I suppose she's always blamed me for the emotions and used me as an excuse to not deal with any of it. And me, I relied on her to make the call.
And now that the,
So I don't have to take the blame for that either.
and now that you are separate, you do have to take responsibility for that.
We have to.
Isn't that what you wanted?
I didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted to be with my sister.
I see. Well, she is right there.
Is it strange that seeing her here and now in front of me, I feel pity for her a bit? And I don't know if I don't know if it's wrong to feel that way.
I do not know if it is strange. I am not sure I have ever felt pity. I may not be the optimal person to ask if I am a person. I do believe it's logical that you would assess pain and limitation in someone you care for, and that would cause you to feel.
What does it make a person, Dmitrii?
I don't know.
Then why do you say you are not a person?
I don't know if I am a person. I have not been alive for very long. I came into being exactly as you see me, as far as I know. I have always, as long as I have existed, been capable of exactly what I am capable of now. I do not experience the same limitations that those who are called people around me experience. And I do not have the capability to feel.
Do you think I'm a person?
You do fit the criteria of a person.
Which is what?
You feel, you think, you have form, you have limitation. You will die. It is possible I will never die.
I did not have a form until recently. I thought I died because death is an interesting thing. It's a transformation, it's a threshold that you cross, and I crossed it. And when we became separate the first time, I thought I thought I had gone towards the beyond, and I could do this. And she kind of expands herself a little bit, still a little bit intangible, and just like stretch out and back. We're similar in that way, no?
Perhaps. You did say that you died and transcended. I think that if I were to die, if you were to end me, say, as I am on the brink of bringing about an apocalypse, I do not know that I would transcend. I believe, I believe.
You talk like my sister. You do. You say things because you think they're real based on what you have observed, what you have read about or learned about, knowledge, logic.
They get
But
along in that respect.
I'm not surprised. But
I
the
think
world is an
he's
interesting place. Faith is an interesting place.
magic is real. It happens every day.
The difference is you use magic. I am magic.
You don't think I am magic?
I'd like to say I'm pretty magical.
I am a living wish. I am the thing you call upon to use your magic to do what you do. If I end, I believe I end. I am not sure why I believe that I end. but I am quite certain of it.
I don't think a
I
wish can end.
do you know what brings a wish about?
No one does. But a wish brought me closer to my sister. It's how she got through that wall over there.
I see.
And then
I
Tree.
think if you believe. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. You asked before, when I got hurt, why I saved you, and it's because you're a person. You talk to us, you engage with us, you feel. I can tell when there. You're different when you're more serious, when you're trying to sit down and concentrate, when you're trying to lock out us, your friends. You interact differently. You behave differently based on how people interact with you. You help people out, you have wants. These are all the markers.
Is want a feeling?
It can lead to a lot of feelings
Why are you my friends?
because you're you.
I am what I can do. I do not
No.
exist past what I can do. I understand that
And
it is very convenient to have me around. I understand I can.
It is not convenient to have you around,
yeah,
Entry.
you're not
Well,
a
I wasn't.
you're not a convenience all the time. Trust me. But
I understand you struggle with your limitations in the face of a power far greater than you. What I mean to
no,
say is that
no. You see, this is when you're not a convenience. But I'm
Mhm.
happy to talk to you. You don't need to be investigating or working on our projects constantly. I'm happy to just sit down at the student council clubhouse and talk with you about random topics. It doesn't have to be anything that we are investigating at the time.
but that would be suboptimal. I would be not providing the value that I need to all of you. Should I not be providing optimal value at all times?
That is a value you provide to the others. Speaking with them, talking. It
Spending
makes
time.
their life better.
Hmm.
See, you didn't know that. You learn everything every day.
I did not know that.
To be fair, I was a convenience for my sister as well for the longest time, for the last couple of years. You know that. But she didn't understand that it hurts when we are apart until it's almost too late. I think magic is real, and I think if you believe that you need to die to save the world, then that's the truth. But if you believe that you can survive and that you believe that you wouldn't end the world or hurt anyone, then that will be the truth. Which one do you choose to believe?
I had not considered that I might have choice. Do you believe that a wish can wish?
Of course. Like I said, you have wants.
A wish is probably the only people who can reliably wish. You're made of it.
I am not comfortable being confused.
I was going to tell you this before, but maybe lean into your discomfort sometimes.
Is,
You don't know where it could lead. You could learn something new.
is discomfort also a feeling?
Yes.
Want and discomfort are feelings. Both
See, you can feel.
both are terrible.
That's
Feelings
true.
aren't always the most convenient, but that doesn't mean they have value. They don't have
And
value.
that makes you a person. Uncomfortable feelings.
I think I would like to be a person.
I have bad news for you, Entry. You have been a person.
Mm-hmm.
When we get back to the student council headquarters, would it be possible for us to do some of what you were saying? Something that is
Yeah.
not my research or investigation?
Of course.
Do you know how to play poker?
Ooh,
I
you'd be good.
I understand every permutation of poker. It is not complicated. Uh,
We should play something with more chance in it then.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he'd count cards.
I would not even need
I feel like they would count
I
cards.
would not even need to count. I would like to play something with as much randomization as possible.
Ooh,
Ooh.
no.
No, maybe we could play. What is that game called? I can't remember.
I was going to say Uno.
Hmm.
That or Yahtzee.
Perhaps something with dice.
Yahtzee. I'll teach you.
I understand Yahtzee.
Okay, well,
You can teach me anyway.
thank you.
Oh, I just thought of it. I think it's called Taverns or Humans or something.
Taverns are humans. We can play both.
Taverns and Humans.
Taverns and humans.
Mm.
Even better. More variety. We can play both. Thank you for putting up with my inconvenience.
We can have a slumber party in the clubhouse. We'll play board games all night.
I don't sleep.
It does that even better.
Okay. We will play board games all night.
I'll make coffee.
I don't need coffee.
Well, that's for us to help stay up all night.
Understood.
All right. That was wonderful.
I also love that Leontes just like had to watch us vibe for a
Yeah.
while. Like,
It's like, huh.
I think
I know
on
we're
the-
irritating him the longer we do stuff like this, so it makes it better.
so good. Yeah.
I think what's kind of like the flip side of things, which I feel like it's almost like those two swapped places, is Perdita is like so tired. She's
Mhm.
like slumped and sitting on the ground right now and just like looking at Leontes, like throwing daggers at him with her eyes, but just too tired to do anything.
Mm.
And I think just one last thing from Lobi to Fuguea would be, and just so you know, we came with Leontes if you have any score you want to settle with him.
Oh, he wouldn't know what hit him. Right now, it's,
Too easy?
yeah.
Fair.
I've been here by myself for days, and I have come up with at least 12 pranks.
I can help.
Please do.
Well, then let's go see Perdita.
Yeah.
Remember, you can yell back sometimes.
I don't want to be abandoned anymore. I think maybe not yelling back and diminishing myself is probably what make her hate me in the first place.
Well, either way, you're coming back with us.
So in order for them to get out of the eclipse, you someone else mediates your dispute and your halves are able to reconcile their differences.
Well, there's definitely been some pre-mediation on both sides.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to have that talk with yourself?
Grabs the
I think
popcorn.
someone needs to be like a mediator or something like that. I'm not sure how it works, but let me
Well-
know what you think would be easiest. But I think simultaneously, when like the conversation is happening, on Perdita's side, will she be able to like accomplish something a little bit more practical?
Mm-hmm.
Because currently she doesn't think Fuguea wants her back, so she's just like, if there's one thing I can do, I'm gonna get the scabbard back at least.
For the reunification part, given the conversations that we had, I don't know if this is even a mechanically appropriate question to ask. But would it be possible for entry to essentially give the help action, happy to take stress for this if needed, to facilitate the conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Are Perdita and Fuguea anywhere near each other right now? Or are they in totally separate areas?
I assume so. I assume they're getting back to the same area now.
So entry is going to appear in front of both of them as they sort of get closer to each other, and ask each of them, what will it take for you to be able to reconnect with your sister?
To be able to see ourselves as whole. I think one of the problems that they have encountered is that either they think they're only whole when they are like together in one body, or they think only one of them could be that. Only one of them, like one of them will have to disappear for them to thrive. I suppose that would be the right word. But I think they will have to see themselves in separation as a whole individual and then see each other as that too.
As Perdita and Fuguea each give their version of that response to the two simultaneous manifestations of the single entry, uh, entry asks them both, pointing at the other, so the one speaking to Fuguea pointing at Perdita, vice versa. Do you not see your sister right there? Do you not see yourself right here? Is it not logical that each of you are complete, independent individuals, connected by choice at this point, who are entirely capable of being whatever you each choose to be on your own and together?
I think Fuguea is going to be the one who steps forward first and to stand before Perdita face to face. We never get to see each other like this because, well, when we were together, we were always looking away from each other, looking at two different directions. I have your back, so I can see what's happening behind you, so you wouldn't be surprised, so that you could face forward and lead us onto whatever adventure we can go to. But maybe we don't have to do that. Maybe if we walk together side by side, even if there's danger catching up to us, We just have we will have the trust in each other that we will handle it together. And when we were apart, you never wanted to look into the mirror. You don't want to see me because I am your reflection, and let me be your mirror. When you look at me, I'll tell you what I see. I'll tell you if I'll tell you if you're wrong, and I won't stay silent anymore. And maybe maybe we will both be happier, and maybe we can be together and separate at the same time. And I think in response, Perdita will once again, like she did with Lobi, without even asking for permission, just reach out and pull Fuguea into her for a hug. And I think something shifts as you see both of them. Perdita once again start to emanate this like cold and dark aura light around her, as on the Fugia side there is almost this sunlight kind of golden hue emanate from her, as this hug turns into like you see Perdita almost looks holographic a little bit as the two of them overlaps on top of each other and just kind of phase in and out of two different, slightly different faces, slightly different aesthetics, but they become one person who has two independent minds. Thank you, both.
You do not need to thank me.
I never need to thank anybody. I want to.
I don't like being confused. Just walks away or floats away.
Well, I'm happy for you too.
Oh, there are pranks to be made, lives to be saved,
Speaking of,
and
a scabbard to be found.
yes, and I just have to say I enjoy making entry confused.
Yeah, it's fun. Almost as fun as seeing how many stickers I can get on him when he's concentrated.
With that, Leontes leads you into what appears to be an abandoned storehouse of artifacts. And it is not long in searching before he finds what looks to be a simple leather bound scabbard that, when he lifts it up to hand it to you, uh, changes its own shape without. It's very casual. He's handing it up to you, and it's changing shape as though it meant nothing. But it changes its shape to be a larger plastic version of itself to hold a toy sword, as the Sword of Truth has become. Touching it, you can feel it's a container. It is something made to contain and restrict and bind, and that is what it will do. So you know that if it is used to sheathe the sword of truth, well, then the sword of truth will be depowered as long as it is sheathed. So that is a weapon in your arsenal now.
I'd like to talk to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I talk to it? Okay.
Yeah, you can talk
All
to
right.
it.
It'll be things feel, empathize. I'm still transcended, right? I'm gonna push myself, so I'll get an extra die on that. So it's just gonna be 2d6. Didn't go so hot. I rolled 2 2s, everybody. That's
Oh,
2 2s. Yeah,
that's just one question.
yeah. What might happen if you contain me?
It considers this for a minute, and it says, if you were contained, then you would be powerless, for better or good, for better or worse.
Thank you. I may ask that of you.
It is what I am made for.
That is helpful to know. Do you have any questions for me?
What would you have me do?
Protect the people I am with from me or anything else.
I will do what is in my power.
Thank you. I believe I want that. And I am grateful for you. And that was all up in the noggin, so nobody else heard that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Um, yeah.
Right. Okay, that is the extent of the mission. Does anyone have anything before we go into Fallout?
No.
Oh, all right. Then it's time for the Fallout phase. First, we must advance the abyss. I cannot say words. The abyss
Abyssal.
track.
Yeah.
We fill in one segment automatically, then one because the adversary's agenda moved forward, one because our student council came closer to their destiny of revealing hidden truths about the world, and that makes 3. The abyss track is still in tier 2, and the consequences of Fallout are therefore in tier 2 as well. Marking 1, 2, 3 on the sheet.
This is unrelated, but my clock for Fuguea being heard, does that just automatically get filled?
Yeah, I think that'll get filled.
Great.
All right, now for the final roll of the episode, the Fallout roll. For this, I roll as many dice as y'all have reached tiers in the investigation track, which is currently 2. So I will roll 2 dice, which I have right here. Oh, that is a 3. Not doing great on these rolls. An enemy is embraced by the abyss. Okay. Our camera moves to the edge of the shimmering firmament. Leontes is there, whispering. We zoom in close to hear what he's saying, and it's this. Okay, I led him to the end just like you wanted me to. Now it's your turn. This had better work, Mr. Strelitsa. And he steps forward, and he finds the firmament opens to allow him through. Laughing with delight, he begins to walk through it, getting more and more difficult to see as he proceeds through the thick, translucent barrier. The sound of laughter lasts longer than the vision, cut off finally just as it begins to turn into a scream. And that is where we will end episode 3. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you're enjoying yourself. See you next Tuesday where we shall know the truth. Bye now.